Hey everybody, how we doing? Can you hear me okay? Wake up the switch here. How we doing? I've missed you guys. It's been a while since I've streamed. Happy Wednesday. It feels good to have Wednesday back. It feels good to be back, man. I was actually, this week intending to break up things a little bit. Having Tales be on its own and then have Devil May Cry and Pokemon be on a different day, but that didn't work out, and so we just get a full-fledged Wednesday. Hello, TS. Happy Wednesday, my dude. Thank you for the 12 months, Peapod. Moo Moo Homer, I've been in chat. Thank you for the 39 months, man. How are you guys doing? Neo closed alpha. That would be really cool to get into. Neo was very fun. Neo was a fun game to stream. That was some of my earlier streams, solo streams, I feel like, at Easy A. That and Dragon Quest Builders, I remember. But the Neo streams were super fun. I actually think those streams are still worth watching. I don't say that about many of my streams, but I think the Neo streams are worth watching. If you're looking for something to do, those are good. And yeah. The review is fun. It was a long review, and getting through the game took a long time, but it was fun. Have you seen the trailer? We literally just played the trailer a few seconds ago. Yes. Neo 2 looks more Ninja Gaiden than ever. I saw somebody say that it looks faster. I'd have to watch it again. It's kind of hard because the way that I watch things on here, I have to like sync it up to YouTube because what you guys are getting, I'm not getting audio in, and so it's a little weird thing with my OBS setup. So it's not as good of a watch if I were just to watch it on YouTube on my own. But you should really give a Plague Tale a shot. It's great. I have been. I think Plague Tale is great. It's awesome. Yeah. That's always funny when people are like, hey, do you know this thing? It's like, yeah, I do. It's great. Yeah, Plague Tale is really cool. I've been enjoying it immensely. Loco Luca, thank you for 21 months, man. Alright, let's get back into the swing of things with Tales. I'm excited to get the rest of the story for this game and see where things go. And remember how to play. That's always the thing. Enough. Like that awkward feeling of, okay. So I've been playing Monster Hunter as well, and so right there what I did is I hit X to attack. It's not how you attack in this game. It's not how it's done. It's the button opposite of that.
Alright, who's next? Let's go.
Have you seen the Neo 2 Alpha trailer? We just played it a couple minutes ago. Happy that a Plague Tale turned out. I was worried they would feel too much like a budget title. No, I think that's one of the most impressive things about it. The writing is really good. Visually, it looks fantastic. The chapters are just the right length. Yeah, it's really good. There's a lot going on in that game that I like. Don't miss out on it. Don't miss out on it for sure.
I won't lose. This is
Rita's, like, I can't imagine not having Rita in the party. She has, like, the best crowd control out of any of them. It's so good. She just has this wide area effect for spells. that can just save your butt. Like in the last fight, there was a whole group of enemies that just got completely rehabilitated just because shit does. It's so nice.
Someone aid me! Alright, I'm on it. Alright.
Not having Estelle heals is rough. I worry about the boss fights to come because we just relied on nerfs so much. Okay, so we have first aid.
Not done! Don't overdo it! History! That's enough! Done!
Blaze burn! Fireball! Oh, incandescent! Annihilate the vulgar before this modest land! Starblast! Oh, flickering blaze burn! Fireball! Pile of wavering darkness! Zero!
The Oculus Quest is incredible. Yeah, I saw an ad for it last night, and it looks really cool. At some point this year, I need to make an effort to get caught up on VR stuff. I only have a PlayStation VR, so I'm not obviously getting the full experience. VR is very expensive, but even just on PlayStation VR, there's a bunch of stuff that I want to catch up on. Things that I've been curious about for a long time. I want to do Super Hot VR. I'd like to do more Beat Saber. Moss would be great. A lot of things on that I'd like to see. Have any of you checked? Have you or will you check out Dauntless? I haven't, and to be honest, I'm just not very interested in Dauntless. It's not something that's really speaking to me.
That's the logical.
Alright, let's heal up. Let's use these gels. Would you say this game is worth picking up despite watching you play most of it? That's an interesting question, Lotias. Yeah, I do, because honestly, I think, despite how it may seem, I suppose, I think the most fun from this game for me comes from the combat, and particularly the boss fights. And if you're somebody that likes action-oriented combat or JRPG combat in general, I do think those fights are worth experiencing. And I imagine playing this on your own, like streaming it, is great and it's fun talking with you guys and joking around. But if you play it on your own, you're going to be able to absorb the story a little bit more. And so you might get more out of it that way too.
Take him out! Alright, let's go! Punishing beast flash! This modest land!
I did that again. That muscle memory. I was playing DMC5 and then something else, and the attack buttons being switched up messed with me.
Destructo paint shot! Here comes a new spell!
No day like Wednesday. Hey, Nicholas. 33 months. Thank you, man. Camera's slightly off. So this webcam has been kind of pivoting on its own. I need to mount it in place a little bit better. Whoa. Okay, now it's doing the opposite. That is so weird. So before, when I would turn it that way, it would go the other direction, and now it's just decided that that's really weird.
Hey,
Did the cats move the cam? I don't think they did this time. They have before, but yes. Did you like Tales of Grace's F? I didn't play all of Tales of Grace's F, but I actually did really like what I played. The combat in particular with Grace's F was something I thought was pretty fun. But yeah, I did not finish that one. Ben, are you worried at all that you might be underprepared for Iceborne, considering Master Rank is going to be a lot harder than anything you're used to in Monster Hunter World? No! No, I've been fighting AT Nergigante. No. I don't know why you would think I'm underprepared. I think that's an assumption. No, I'm not worried.
We'll destroy them in no time. Yeah! Flashing smash! Fireball!
Shining Dragon Form!
Touch beam!
Can we get a Ben ranking of the Zelda games? Yeah, I'm sure. I think it was very funny that Damiani did that.
Don't get in our way.
Mine would be probably a lot different. Where would I rank Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild is actually very high for me, which I know that in and of itself people get salty about for reasons I don't understand. But Breath of the Wild, I don't know. I'd have to like go and write it down and have them in front of me to be like, okay, this is definitively my list. But Breath of the Wild would probably be 1 or 2 for me. That's how high it would be. I like it a lot. I would probably place Skyward Sword a lot higher than anybody. One that I don't like as much that people love. I'm not that into Minish Cap. I don't think it's a bad game by any means, but I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy other genres. So Minish Camp would be lower, and that would probably be more controversial lower, for sure.
I just keep getting.
I just want to say thank you for recommending Ease 8 a while ago. I played it and wished I picked it up earlier. Yeah, man, I think that's one that, for a lot of different reasons, and I botched that game in several ways, and so I think some of the reasons are valid, but that game is really good, in my opinion. I like a lot of what it was putting down. Have you played Spirit Tracks? Thoughts? I have played Spirit Tracks.
I can't believe this is
Spirit Tracks is one of the few that I haven't finished. There's like 3 that I haven't finished. But I like Spirit Tracks. I don't really like Phantom Hourglass all that much. Let's turn the game down. Thank you, Zephyrmoon. I can't believe this is Dane Nomos, the proof of Imperial succession.
Yuri, you can become the Emperor.
This is just for decoration.
Can you imagine if Yuri was the leader?
Emperor, even if I could.
And just like the way he would deal with problems. I think S tier Zelda for me is probably Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, and Ocarina of Time. Like, I really think those are all S tier in my mind. A tier is probably Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. B tier is probably Skyward Sword. Link's Awakening is also S or A. I really like Link's Awakening a lot. It's great.
You're so young, yet you have no ambition.
Skyward Sword is that high for you? Ritz, we just talked about that. We just talked about it.
Says the little girl playing dress up.
The lost proof of imperial succession. When you get down to it, the loss of that sword was the source of all the fighting over the succession to the throne. Was Duke really the one who stole it?
Hey, give me a break. Don't go saying the Imperial Knights are gonna claim this sword.
I know. This isn't the time for that.
Duke went around using that sword to control Air Crane.
Oh, so Duke's doing the same thing as the Antilocheia.
Hype check on Link's Awakening remake. Link's Awakening is a game that I love, and I'm actually very into the new art style. So Link's Awakening is a 9 out of 10 for looking forward to it. It's the right game. It's the right style. Yeah, very much looking forward to it. I don't think Skyward Sword is that big either. No, I think Skyward Sword is one of those games where people get so fixated on the bad that they ignore the good entirely. And there are many, many, many valid criticisms to levy against Skyward Sword. But I think if people were just a little bit more willing to focus on the good parts more, they would probably like it a little bit better. It just seems like tunnel vision on the bad, which I think colors your perspective on the game. But yes, there are parts of that game that are rough, for sure.
Maybe so.
That sword, it produced the same phenomenon as Estelle did. Maybe the Rizomata formula was already worked out once before. But then, why was that information lost? Maybe it's related to the Cataclysm, like the way that the Blastia was lost. Why did that become an Imperial treasure?
There are tons of things we don't know about this sword. But let's wait to figure them out until we've settled things here.
I checked out the third time I had to do that Shadow Boss fight. It was good and better than other games, but just as a Zelda game, I was about it. Yeah, fighting that boss over and over again. Like, despite being thematically good, it just was not very much fun. Just mechanically, it wasn't interesting enough to warrant doing that fight that many times. For sure. I am in 100% agreement with you on that.
Right now, rescuing Estelle is our top priority.
Right, let's hurry.
Hey, Don Casanova lover. How are you? It's one of my favorite Twitch names that we have in this community. Somebody asked, are you more excited for Cadence of Hyrule or Link's Awakening? That's a tough question because I feel like I know what Link's Awakening is going to be more than what Cadence of Hyrule is going to be, despite it, obviously being Crypt of the Necrodancer. So I'm more excited for Link's Awakening, but that's not a knock on Cadence by any means. By any means. Not a knock. Okay. So you already have a mermaid cloak. Skyloft is one of my favorite Zelda towns. I'm in agreement with you there, man. I love Skyloft. That and Clocktown are the two, and I think that's part of the reason why I like those games so much is how good those towns are.
Hold still. I'll make this quick.
I love... Something I love about Skyward Sword is Link really feels like he has a home in a way that I think is like consequential to the way you feel about that character in the game and the way the story plays out. And I love that. I think that's... In a lot of ways, I feel like Skyward Sword is a more personal game. And I think not Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask is a more personal game too. And maybe that's just a type of Zelda storytelling that I'm into. One of the strongest parts about Wind Waker, too. When you think about the history of Zelda, how many things they've tried, and how long it's been going on, it is crazy that the level of quality is as consistent as it is. Like, I know everybody has some that they like more than others, of course, but I think just in an objective sense, it's crazy how good all of those games are. Alright, Flynn. Let's see what you got. Going back to your dorm room and crashing your bed is a 10 out of 10 good feel. Yeah, Windfishy, you're actually touching on something that I feel like I've never been able to articulate properly, but I think is totally on point. It's little things like that I don't think a lot of games get right. where they do things because they need them to be done, like saving your game, for instance. And a lot of times saving your game is just like pulling up a menu or digging through menus, where in other games, the way that you save your game adds character to the world. Like Monster Hunter Generation, or, well, Monster Hunter, the series in general, like just going to your bed and sleeping to save your game it's a little tiny thing. It's like almost a negligible thing, but it makes that game feel a lot cozier. And a lot of things Monster Hunter does make that game feel a lot cozier. And it goes a long way, I think, into making you feel strongly about it. The churches in Dragon Quest? Yeah, that's a great example, for sure. That's a great example.
That was easy.
Resident Evil, for instance, yeah. Resident Evil is maybe one of the best examples of anything. Yes. A save room in Resident Evil affects the entire tone of the game. Like, it's crazy. It's so good.
Hold still. I'll make this quick.
Jar Jar Martin. I like calling George R.R. Martin Jar Jar Martin. It's very funny to me. Moogles in FF9, yes, another good example. Because that's just not a creature that has its own place in the world serving a practical purpose. They go further than that, and they make those creatures talk to each other. And they're all individual creatures with their own identity and their own things that they're worried about. Yeah, Mognet, baby. For sure. I think just this conversation chat is making me so happy. I love design like that, where somebody thinks about it and they put so much thought and care into it that it just makes the game better. In a way that I think a lot of people maybe won't consciously appreciate, but subconsciously appreciate and fall in love with. Yeah, it's so good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we can go up. I think we'll also explore. I'm so glad that we stocked up on gels. I'll just give him one of those. Oh, and we can cook as well. I think we bought ingredients last time. We'll have to see. You own a PSVR, right? Would you be playing Blood and Truth? To be honest with you, Cyberman, I don't know anything about Blood and Truth, but when I have time, it probably won't be till after E3, I imagine, but when I have time, I'd like to check out a bunch of VR things that I missed. But yeah, I don't know what Blood and Truth is, so please inform me. Okay, what is Flynn's defense at? Because he already has a mithril plate. Alright, we'll put this on you then. Calling your dad in Earthbound. Yeah. Yeah. That was a really good pull there, Ben F. It's funny because like I watch a lot of Twitch streams as well, and there are those things those Twitch streamers always say, and I'm sure like I think about it sometimes and I'm like, oh, that probably sounds super insincere, but I do really enjoy streaming, and I do miss you guys. It's nice, like, getting to talk to you guys directly and just chat about games and whatever. Anime, games, anything. It's nice. So know that I do appreciate you guys. It can be a really hard thing to convey, for sure. Do you play Atelier? No, I don't play Atelier. I've it's kind of a running joke between me and Bloodworth. I've wanted to get into Atelier for years. Like I've seriously wanted to get into Atelier since like 2013, 2014, and I just haven't. I just haven't done it. I think I started the first Dust game, but I got nowhere. So I basically have not played Atelier. But I would like to. I would like to. It feels like they're coming out all the time. And so that can be a little overwhelming. But
I'll make this quick.
I was watching Valkyrie Aurora. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her. She did a nice, like, where to get us started with Atelier video that I thought was cool.
Are you done already?
The thing is with RPG series is you kind of have to, like, you can't, or at least I can't, I guess I should say, do them all at once. And so, like, I'd like to get caught up on Cold Steel before 3 comes out. And so that's probably going to be my focus over something like Atelier. But someday I'd like to do it, for sure. I just don't know when that would be. What are these skills? Doesn't the Cold Steel 2 remaster come out next month? I know it was coming to PS4. I don't know when exactly. What's the best way to watch more JoJo? I finished season 1 on Netflix and really liked it. That's one of the best questions we've ever gotten on stream. You can watch JoJo on Crunchyroll. And what's nice about Crunchyroll, like, it sounds like an ad. It's not an ad. I do like Crunchyroll. It's pretty cheap for a subscription, and you can watch all 5 seasons on there. It is all subbed, though, so if that's, like, something that you're not into, that might be a problem. But it is all on there.
We'll destroy them in no time.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Render. That's a good point to bring up. Crunchyroll is doing a 30-day free trial for Twitch Prime people. Yeah. Yeah, nice stuff, man.
Shining Dragon Sword! This is it! You're done!
Dragon over!
Shining Fang! Shining Dragon Sword!
No way! We're din of this modest land!
Shining Dragon Sword!
Swift and certain.
Referral code for Easy A win. I feel like we've joked about having a Crunchyroll sponsorship since the game trailers days. I think we're too... Oh, you can fall through those. Hey, that's good to know. Okay. Like, that's something that, like, logically is obvious, but there are a lot of games where when you walk next to a pit like that, it's just invisible walled. That's interesting. Okay. If you fall down 3 times, you get a special scene. Oh, that's good information. Damn it, they could make these paths a little bit wider. Probably a precaution to keep out trespassers. I see. No wonder it's so dark in here. Let's stay on our toes so we don't run into another one of these. How good is that special scene? I feel like you should be able to blow those up. I heard Crunchyroll video quality went down. Is it really noticeable? That's interesting. I haven't heard that, and I haven't noticed that. Yeah, it hasn't been a problem for me. Did you see MK11 was the top-selling game last month on all three consoles? Nice. Nice. Yeah, MK11 is a frustrating thing where I enjoyed playing that game, but parts of it put enough of a bad taste in my mouth that I was like, I'm gonna step away from this. It's fun though. It's fun though, and it in a lot of ways it deserves success. I just don't like some of the decisions that they made. Any Tales game that you would like to get a remaster? There was somebody. He does the Giant Sword podcast. He really talks up Tales of Destiny a lot. So that would be nice to be just see a re-release really, more than anything else.
This? Nah, this isn't scary.
Your legs are shaking.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Tales of Eternity, Secret Best Tales. I'm not familiar with Tales of Eternity, so I couldn't speak to that. But sure, if it's great, put it out. Put it out. How much is a Crunchyroll subscription? It's a good question. Last time I checked, I thought it was $6, but I'm not sure if that is still right. I'm really just ready for SMT5. I just want it. I'm in the mood for post-apocalyptic demon-infested Tokyo where things are just so gloom and miserable. Like that just sounds. I'm in the mood for it, man. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Bye-bye.
Please.
That was easy.
I bought my Switch in anticipation of SMT5. Mistakes. Well, it is coming. It is coming. I'm also... some more information has been coming out about Three Houses, and I've been trying to keep up with it. And I know some people are really down on the art style and just some of the aesthetic choices that the game is making, but a lot of what I'm hearing is really good. The choices that you're making regarding the Three Houses, the conflict that they're invested in. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, like, I'll need to get my hands on it before really being able to evaluate it, but I think what I've seen so far of Three Houses seems promising. Looking forward to it. EZA E3 plans meeting done. We have a lot of it in place. Bloodworth has been working pretty tirelessly trying to get that all into place, but not. There are still things coming in, so it's kind of a two-way street with E3 where we're reaching out to people and they're reaching out to us, and there are still some things we need to get finalized, but it is definitely coming together for sure. All right, so I think we've got boss time here. We saved. We're going to save again because you have to save 5 times in every game. But let's take a look here. Are there any other arts that we would want to assign? Man, that healing. Okay. When are bets? I don't think that has been decided yet. I don't know when bets are. I don't know when bets are. Oh, not boss time. Chest time. I don't know if anybody else gets this way, but I always get paranoid about equipment and levels. Like, I just want to make sure, like, okay, are my characters at the appropriate level for this? And, of course, you can just find out through playing, but... Restores 10% of max HP for every enemy defeated. Yeah, that's good, especially in fights where there's... And... Oh, that we were raising wind resistance. I'm sure that was because of the defense boost here. Sure. I really like what this is doing, but I don't know if I like that drop in defense. Kyle said E3 bets would be different. Yeah, he's the man to talk to. Bets are not really something that I'm responsible for. And so unfortunately I can't answer too many questions about it. Ben, are you going to play Samurai Shodown when it comes out? It looks awesome. Yes, I am, and I agree with you that it looks awesome. Yes. Hey, there's Estelle!
Estelle.
There's Estelle. We'll get our heels back!
How does it feel to face your last moments in the very temple built to worship you?
Wretched human.
Enough! Alexei, please stop this!
If you are so eager to free him from his suffering, why not use your healing arts to comfort him? You're utterly powerless.
Okay.
Alone, you are nothing more than a poisonous blight to this world.
Alexei is a bully.
I'm sure you understand that now.
Estelle, are you alright?
Lady Estellise!
Estelle!
We've come to save you.
You again. What stubborn, misguided fools you all are.
Yuri, Flynn, all of you.
Estelle! We've come to rescue you!
You are incapable of saving this princess. I am her only hope for salvation.
Spare me!
The most glorious moment for any tool is when it is finally used. Even the poison of this world can be a blessing if used correctly. And only I can do that. Now, princess, come with me. Without me, I am afraid your power...
Alexei!
Alexei, stop! Ah!
Fearless Judith charging in. I like the girl with the blue hair tufts. She looks neat. Silent Consonant, you're on point, man. Judith is fantastic.
Weren't you Entelakea supposed to be masters of this world?
Stop it! Let Estelle go!
Oh, how disappointing. He's dead.
But how can that be?
Smaller than I would have hoped. No matter. It can be used in any number of ways.
Alexei.
Yeah, I'm ready to kill this guy.
Come this far. Now, be baptized in the air your dear princess charged with her own hands.
No! Please stop this!
Take this!
Super Saiyan Yuri?
What are you doing with that sword? What happened to Duke?
He gave this to us before he took off. And he didn't seem all that worried about you.
What irony. That which I have searched for all these years. That it would arrive at my feet only when I no longer have a need for it. With a child of the full moon, the apatheia, and my knowledge, De Nomos means nothing to me.
Talk to yourself a lot, huh? Not a good sign. Now shut up and let Estelle go.
I think it's lines like that why people fight so hard for Yuri and like Yuri so much. It's a good attitude. Random hope, but I hope we see some SMT5 info soon. Yeah, I mean that comment is basically how I've felt since they announced it. Just whenever you get a chance, Atlas, if you could just drop some SMT5 info, that would be great.
Huh. Are you certain that is what the princess wants?
Estelle!
Your Highness?
Estelle! What's going on? Estelle!
Let me know if I've missed any subs. I think I missed some earlier, and I do apologize if I have. Thank you, PandaCon, for the 31 months. And yeah, please let me know, because I will. I miss stuff all the time. My 2-year missed. I'm sorry, Everdog. Thank you for the 2 years, man. That's a long time.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
As long as I'm with you all, I'll only cause you harm. But I want to be with you. I just don't know what I should do.
Estelle, pull yourself together.
You know you're in bad shape when a little pirate girl is like, just get your shit together, please.
Forget about that, Estelle. Get over here. If there's something you're unsure about, we'll work it out together.
Yuri.
Whoa.
I can't take this.
Now, Mr. Yuri Lowell. Such brash behavior does not befit a young lady's escort. Not very gentlemanly of you at all.
Sorry for my lack of manners. There aren't many gentlemen where I'm from.
That sword is nothing more than an annoyance now. I will rid myself of you here.
Yuri, everyone.
Get out of the way!
Is it true that you're 6 feet tall, Ben? I am still shook by this. No, it's a grand conspiracy. Yes, I'm 6 feet tall. I mean, like roughly 6 feet tall.
Who's he?
Captain Schwann.
I thought you always let your knights handle things for you. What's with the change? What is it, Repeat?
I suppose there's no fooling the nose of a dog.
That voice. Wait, Raven?
Huh? The old man? What's going on?
I'm sure, like, I think everybody has these things where, like, somebody will say something to you. Like, let's say your name sounds like something. They're like, oh, you know, you sound like that, insert product here. And they're like, because it's, like, really interesting to them. And they're like, oh, like, I added that up. And they think it's revelatory. And it's like, yeah, that's like the 500th time I've heard that. Thank you. The height thing for me is like, yes, I'm aware. I've heard it. Thank you.
This doesn't look like a joke.
One of the Union's most important members is a captain in the Knights?
The first time we met, I didn't think it was possible, but...
Huh. So that's what was going on.
Wait! But what about the Dawn, Raven?
So it wasn't just the Commandant, but you too. Why?
Wait, what the fuck?
Conversing with you is not one of my duties.
Oh my god! Okay, I knew that the Raven twist was coming, but I didn't know that he was him. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Raven!
We're in a bit of a hurry, so let us through. Wait, you're not really thinking of trying to stop us, are you? What the hell?
Edgelord Raven here.
Schwann All-Terrain, first captain of the Imperial Knights, ready to do battle.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Now you see it makes sense before where he said salute attention when they passed the idiot trio of knights. Oh my god. Okay. I wouldn't mind actually going back and watching that scene. That's really cool. That is really cool.
I'm not gonna go easy just
now
because
Raven's gonna wreck our
I would
ship.
be honored to fight with everything I have.
Captain, I never thought I'd have to fight you.
I'm pleased this opportunity has come.
Raven,
The
why?
Raven twist, man.
Why?
I will tell
So
you
I
again,
knew
am
I had
not
accidentally
Raven.
spoiled that Raven was going to betray everybody,
I hate you.
but I didn't know
people hate me.
it was this.
should be like that all
So
the time.
like it's still
This is the
still
last
surprising
time
to me,
you'll
which
see
is awesome.
Damn it. I really liked you, Raven. I couldn't tell you before, but if my dad were...
How unfortunate. Raven isn't here.
I can't let this go. I won't let you do this.
I would expect no less from an opponent.
And you are an
What if it's not Raven though? Then I think we have like
Very
some
well.
Inception level
Let's
twists
test our
happening.
limits then. Is that your best? Be gone! Is that your best?
Alright.
First incandescent focus. Annihilate the vulgar before me.
stressing.
Alright.
O din of this modest land.
Be lost in the silver.
It's all
Good.
you.
O flickering blaze, burn. Fire
No, no, no. You stop.
smile.
Man, the other one.
Zero.
I'll blow you away.
Didn't it reverse it all?
Burn this life to punish my enemies. Blast hard!
Holy shit.
Stressing.
Holy shit. Okay, let's make sure. Let's make sure that our tactics are right. Raven is sick of any jokes that we made of him, and he's like, now.
That was close. O din of this modest land. Nice heat smash.
We are going to have to be careful. I think as long as he's not an overlimit, we'll be okay. But that was rough.
O incandescent locus. Annihilate the
Here, we'll have to...
vulgar before me.
These gels, man. I really love that that's a mechanic that Tales does. I wish more games did that, where instead of just having like different tiers of potions, and so like by mid-game you have a bunch of things that you just need to sell because they're not that worthwhile anymore. I like where it's like, okay, we're just gonna have this healing item, but it always does 30% or 60% of your health. It's a really smart mechanic.
We're not finished here.
Sorry. Thanks.
Is that your best?
Quivering darkness.
Alright.
Dialuring snare.
Bastard.
Is that your best?
Reaper knock!
Prepare!
I'm using
Be gone!
Alright.
I'll blow you away!
I feel like the item timeout is pretty generous,
incandescent
as well, which is
locus.
nice.
Annihilate the vulgar before me.
I'll blow you away!
Sorry.
That overlimit. Oh my god, the Mystic Art. That's like the only super scary part of this fight. For sure. Good on you all for
That was close.
using gels.
Set thy alluring snare and deliver my enemies unto me.
Oh, that smells so good.
Flickering blaze
It's all
burn.
you.
Oh, sharpened blade. Which blocks our future. Light.
We're not finished here.
Fireball.
We're not finished here.
Punishing beast smashed!
Shining Dragon Swarm!
You alright?
I'll blow you away! Shining Dragon Swarm!
Finally. After all
Nice.
this time.
I'll take out anyone who tries to stop us.
But it's Raven.
Doesn't matter.
Captain Schwann.
Hey Ben, just finished this game and now playing FF9, noticing some real similarities, gears to the system, for systems run. Sure. That's all fail. Forgot how chatty Tales combat is. It is very chatty. And that's something that people bring up with Xenoblade as well, and they're right. It is very chatty. It's weird though. I just completely tune it out. It's not like a justification for it, but I really, it doesn't even register when I get into
I'm
the
not
fight.
done yet.
It's just gone. But yes, it is very chatty.
That's the logical app. I just keep getting.
There's potential.
So good after a boss fight when everybody levels up. And it's like, nice job. Good fight. Everybody levels up. Ben, do you know if the other allies have gotten back into Monster Hunter World in preparation for Respawn? Are they all ready and equipped with the best gear? They're definitely not. They're not quite as equipped as I am, I don't think. I think Ian is the most equipped, but I don't know if the rest of them are. I don't think they are.
Hey!
What is that?
I would have thought such a blow would be the end of me. Of this cursed body.
What the? Is that a blastia on his chest?
It's his heart. Or rather, a blastia that has taken its place.
The original was lost 10 years ago.
Raven is just Iron Man. He's just Iron Man.
10 years. You mean in the Great War?
I lost my life during that war, but Alexei saw fit to give it back to me with this.
It's hard to believe he'd go that far.
So that must be a Hermes blastia as well. Why did Baul not notice it then?
I would imagine that is because it isn't powered by air, but by my own life force.
A blastia powered only by human vitality? No way! What was that?
Oh no! We're trapped in here!
That would be Alexei. He intends to bury you alive.
But that's crazy. You're still in here.
He couldn't pass up a chance to dispose of that sword, now that it's of no use to him.
So he was using Estelle to lure Duke here. This guy's even more twisted than I thought.
Hey, old man! This is no time to be standing around!
The end has finally arrived for me.
You never intended to leave this place alive.
Captain Schwann.
I really like the way this scene is presented. I think it's been effective. However, Captain Schwann is just hilarious. That's just a funny name. It's fun to say. It's fun to hear. It's fun to look at. Captain Schwann. Hello, everyone. I am the great betrayer, Captain Schwann. Now I want a tabletop character named Captain Schwann. It'd be fun.
You just get to lay down and die right here. Even if all your travels with us were just some joke to you, are you trying to tell me your anger at the Dawn's death was just an act too? I thought the guilds never quit until the job was done. Wasn't that his dying wish? You go on living till the end.
Yuri the Heart Stirrer.
Man, you really can be a downer sometimes, you know that?
I like that the performance for him being Captain Schwann versus him being Raven are different. Just ever so slightly. It's nice.
Damn, we're not gonna make it!
your Blastia like that, the condition you're in, you...
I can't keep this up forever. Get out of here.
Oh, man!
Captain Schwann!
Alexei's headed for the capital. There, he'll implement the final stages of his plan. The rest, I'll leave in your hands.
Raven! Raven!
Carol, come on.
But...
Move!
Must be getting
Carol-
soft in my old age.
Carol just dies right there. Like, he just is like, actually, I'm not going to go back. Good scene. That was more satisfying than the ending of Game of Thrones. Well done. Well done, Tales of Vesperia.
Raven! That idiot! So he really was one of us after all. Damn it! You idiot!
Why'd that have to happen? Why?
Look alive, we got a princess that needs rescuing. Now step to it.
Come now.
Oh yeah, Estelle. We gotta get Estelle. We gotta get
Another
Estelle.
job nobody much wants?
It's nothing. We are actually in a hurry.
The Heracles is gone!
Just like Raven said, they must have left for Zophius already.
Yuri Lowell, what are you doing here? And Captain Flynn, too?
LeBlanc, even Tweedle-A and Tweedle-B are here.
And what is a Tweedle? Out with it!
Oh, does anything even really need to be said there?
Fools! This is not the time for nonsense! What wonderful timing, Captain Flynn! You didn't happen to see Captain Schwann, did you? We haven't been able to get a hold of him since he went by himself to coordinate with His Excellency the Commandant. I honestly cannot understand what His Excellency is thinking lately. The Royal Guard won't tell us anything. We looked all over for him and we finally arrived here, but...
Alexei is on his way to the capital, in Heracles.
Ah, we've just missed him then. And what about Captain Schwann?
Schwann saved us!
Oh, did he now? So then he's aboard the Heracles as well?
He's in the shrine. The deepest part.
And then they're just like, okay. And then they think he's alive and they go chase after him. That's it.
What?
Credits.
Wait, you...
No, this is not happening. It can't be. What is the meaning of this? Captain Flynn, answer me! Captain Flynn!
We almost died thanks to Alexei. The only reason we're standing here now is because of your captain!
That man was a true knight.
Alexei apparently has some sort of secret plan for the Empire, and it can't be good. We're going to make sure he doesn't get the chance to carry it out. If you are any kind of knights at all, you won't stand in our way.
But how? How could it have come to this?
If we don't hurry, the Heracles is going to get away!
Let's hurry. I'll call Baul.
I'll save Estelle next time. I swear it.
Oh,
I
Rita.
couldn't stand seeing her hurt more than she already has been.
Rita!
It's Estelle who's suffering. So then why do I hurt so much too?
We'll get her next time.
Yeah, we'll save her. I've had enough of seeing her used as Alexei's puppet.
See, Rita, sometimes it's nice not to be so prickly and just show that emotion. Hi, Ben and Chat. Hi, Arky. JP, how you doing, man? Somebody asked this question a while ago. I didn't really want to get into it just because we were cutscening. But they were like, hey, do you think you'll ever return to Suikoden? And it's a great question. I do want to. And I was thinking about Suikoden the other day, and I was like, man, I've never really played anything like that. And just how ambitious it is and how many things it's doing. It's such a crazy game, and I do miss it. But I feel like I could just exclusively stream JRPGs and be happy. And that's great. And I know, like, you guys would enjoy that as well. But I think we've done a lot of that the last few years, and it's been awesome. Obviously, some of my favorite moments have been through that. But I think it'd be good to mix it up a little bit, change things up. I enjoy, like, doing something for a while. Like, I enjoyed doing weekly hunts for a while, or doing Tekken for a little while, or whatever. Like, that's good, and I like that. But I think it might be fun to just, like, do a variety of things and mix it up. I think that might be good for you guys. I think it might be good for me. I think it might have some new people give these streams a chance, which would be good. So I think it'd be good all around, honestly. But if that ends up not working out, and it's like, let's do it was better before, then let's do that. I will say, though, that Iceborne Weekly Hunts. Ben doesn't want to be typecast. No, it's not so much that. I'm going to be typecast no matter what. You can't really prevent that. But I think variety is the spice of life. You know? Happy Ben is the best Ben. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy for sure. Is it typecasting as much as branding? I don't know. I really don't put too much energy into something like branding. I just play stuff because I think it'd be fun. Really. And even if we do a variety of things, like, I'm not going to force myself to play something I don't want to play. Who would that be good for? Like, I just want to play something because I'm interested in it. I happen to be interested in a lot of games, so that helps out. But I won't do it if
I can't believe Raven was an Imperial Knight, a captain.
Captain Schwann.
And his body. I guess I didn't know a single thing about him. But he still protected us.
He'd be happy to know you were thinking that. And that's all the more reason we can't turn back now.
Right. He risked his life so we could see this through to the end.
Yeah. Let's do it! Let's save Estelle!
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to suddenly start playing Fortnite every week or something. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. It's not what I'm interested in. You would love a Pikmin playthrough? I adore me some Pikmin. Yeah. I do adore me some Pikmin. That's just a fun game. I actually think that game is also deceptively fun to watch as well. But yeah. It has jolly horror. That's a really good way to describe it. CDJ Gamer. I really do. It's a thing that people say, but I really do get, like, kind of sad when my Pikmin die. I really try as hard as possible to make all those buggers live. That changes a little bit as you get into a Pikmin playthrough. Like, I think you're more precious with them at the start than you are at the end, where you have, like, just an abundance of every type, but it's still true. If you were lost, it's not on the cast right now. Thank you, Ritz. I was caught up in the conversation. When I start talking, I go on autopilot, and that autopilot is not, like, always the most reliable guide. How interested would you guys be in streaming more Monster Hunter, though? I know it's something that I've done a lot, but it's just something that I love. And obviously with Iceborne coming up, that's going to happen. Like, would you rather me wait for Iceborne, or are you cool with me streaming it earlier than that? Okage the Shadow King. That game, I don't know anything about that game. I know what it looks like, and it seems interesting. Seems jarring. You miss weekly hunts? Nice. Okay. Gotta shave all the rust. I've been playing, actually. I really don't feel that rusty. I really don't. But at the beginning, like when I returned to it, I was definitely rested. Did you kill 18 Gigante with Greatsword? Because if so, Bravo Sir. No, I haven't killed 18 Gigante yet. I've been fighting him, and I've been getting better at the fight. And I was playing with a group of randoms, and we had him limping. We had a run where we had him limping, but then somebody carded right at the end, and it was. I swear to God, it was like we needed 1 to 2 more minutes, and it would have been down, and so it was really frustrating. But no, I have not cleared him yet. I am lost. Weren't you supposed to go to the castle? I thought I was supposed to go to the castle, but then I was told that it's not in the castle right now. What monster do you most hope to see in Iceborne? I'd love Rajang to come back. I don't feel like I have quite the attachment to old monsters that others do. There are definitely some that I like, but I definitely don't feel it as intensely as others. Just because of experience, but I think I'm most excited for new monsters, really, more than anything. I want new monsters. Ben, would you consider bringing back weekly hunts a month before release of Iceborne to catch other allies up on all the meta? Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe if they were interested in that. I'm not gonna force them to do it if they don't want to. You know, they have to show interest as well. I'm not gonna make them do something. But I'm gonna be playing it. I can tell you that much. They're on Heracles' big ship in the water between the castle and the city. Ah, right. Thank you. They did mention the Heracles. Wait, so is it still... Okay, so it's still in here. We don't have to go back out to the world map. We just have to find the ship. Between the castle and the ruins. Okay, so do we need to go back out to the world map? Okay. No. You're fine, Ritz. I think I was just confused. Would you like to play a Persona game on stream someday? If I were to do, like, 3, 4, and 5, I'd want to do it with other allies. But I haven't finished 1 or 2, and so I wouldn't mind doing, like, 1 or 2 on my own. That would be alright. 1 or both of 2s is what I mean. I actually haven't played any Eternal Punishment. I did play a chunk of Innocent Sin on PSP. There we go! It just triggered naturally. Yay!
Raven!
Captain Schwann was long said to have been the Commandant's right-hand man. He was rarely seen even among the knights, and it was rumored that all of his missions were top secret.
That's probably because he was engaged in work as Raven.
So, Alexei would even sacrifice his own right-hand man.
Likely because he'd enter the final stages of his plan. Seems the old man was just looking for a place to die. That damn Alexei knew it, and used it to his advantage.
That guy's like a rotting fish.
None of that matters. Right now, we have to save Estelle. Got it?
Of course.
Right.
Heracles was headed for the capital, right?
It's got to be crossing the ocean. Everyone, keep your eyes open wider than a deep sea fish's so we don't miss it.
It's funny, and these are not like universal truths, but you play with enough random people in Monster Hunter that you start to get like patterns. And in general, I have noticed that just Japanese players just seem way more aware and on point with things than English players, which is very funny to me. It's not universally true. There have been exceptions to that. And like, man, it's like seriously nothing against the weapon at all, but there are some insect glaive players where I'm like, do you want to die? Like, they just play it so recklessly, which like on one hand is admirable, but they're just like flinging themselves to death. It's hilarious. Okay, so between the castle and the ruins. So if it's right there, so it has to be like this way. How are East and West doing, by the way? They're fantastic. East keeps waking me up in the morning, and so like I feel like I never get quite as much sleep as I could be getting. But they're adorable. We spend way too much time just kind of like doting over the cats. It's phenomenal. There it is. We found it.
We caught up to them.
Okay, so I think before we do this scene, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Let's watch that Neo trailer again. What do you say? Don't you dare badmouth the IG. Mega. No. I wasn't badmouthing the IG. I was just... Okay. Alright, we're gonna watch the Neo trailer real quick. I'll be right back.
For the players.
Hey everybody. Sorry the screen was black there for a second. It was just, I have it in a different scene, and so after the trailer popped up, there was nothing but blackness that it cut to. But yeah. Let's save Estelle!
Look!
Thank you, Sumiana, for the 15 months, by the way. Oh, cutscene. Big boy cutscene. This mechanical water creature is the best. This is like some Ghibli design.
We cannot allow the Heracles or any of the traders aboard it to come any closer to the capital. All hands to battle positions.
We're going to war. There have been a lot of large-scale battles in this game so far.
That's suicide.
They're dead if they get too close to Heracles.
I can't believe they'd be stupid enough to attack it head-on. Still, there's no way their fleet stands any chance against that fortress.
Well, if we can't get in from the bottom, we'll just get in from the top.
What? Wait! Let's think this over a little more!
Baul, take us up. Hold on tight or you'll be shaken off.
They're shooting at us!
Baul!
Huh? The artillery fire is erratic?
There! The rear left! It's the only area that isn't shooting!
Okay, that's the spot. Do you think he can get us there?
He's a little hurt that you'd even ask.
Sorry. Alright, it's up to him.
Let's go!
Take us in, Baul.
This definitely feels like
Let's go.
an end of an arc climax here. Another cutscene? The mobile fortress Heracles. Not enough mobile fortresses. That's what really technology should be pushing us
I
forward.
thought I
to.
was dead.
Mobile fortresses.
The Royal Guard's been taken out.
So that's why the cannon fire from this section was so weak.
Someone's here.
You never come prepared with a plan, do you? Is brute force the only strategy you know?
That's right, I say.
This time, it's curtains for you!
You guys again? Don't you ever give up?
The Schwann Brigade. You still gunning for Alexei after everything that's happened?
We knights must do as our pride demands.
Come on, you guys, leave us alone! Seriously, looking at you guys makes me remember a face that I'm trying hard to forget.
What sort of face do you mean?
Sick burn,
Must be
Rita.
some poor sap with a pretty ugly mug.
Raven!
He's alive!
Hey, old man!
I really thought they were going to kill him for good. He's back.
I'm speechless.
Can't keep the old man down.
Raven the Great, at your service. What? So happy to see me? Cat's got your tongue?
I wish when I hadn't seen somebody in a long time and like you come and you meet them again, I wish that I could just pull a backflip off that easily. Be like, hey, been a while. What's up, dude?
What are you doing here, old man?
Gee, glad to see you too. All right, men, hold down the fort here.
Sir! Yes, sir!
There.
Get wrecked.
That should do it.
I'm your
Raven.
boss.
Okay, it's up to you guys from here.
How can you say that? There's no way we can trust you.
Don't try to pretend you forgot what you did, old man.
I see. Well, then do me a favor and put me down quick.
Hey, what are you trying to prove?
I didn't think I cared that much about living. But before I knew it, I was waist deep in all this. If I have to be done in by you guys here, well, there are worse ways I could go.
Now that you've turned on Alexei, your Blastia could be shut down any time. So you might as well die here. Is that what you mean?
I've been a dead man for over 10 years.
So what is a dead guy like yourself doing here anyway?
Punished Raven.
Raven.
Very
You
much so.
came here to settle accounts with us, didn't you? Well, brave Vesperia would be pleased to take care of that for you.
I'm already a raven. The Phantom Pain memes will never get old. They'll never get old. They're still funny to this day. Like, game-specific or era-specific jokes, I feel like, have a pretty short shelf life, but the Phantom Pain memes will always be funny.
Your life belongs to brave Vesperia now.
Because it's a perfect concoction of, like, taking itself so seriously and being so ridiculous in a beautiful way.
From now on, whether you live or die depends on us. Right?
That's perfect, Yuri.
Kaz is a legend. Kaz went there 14 months. Thank you, man.
This is your punishment.
Dude, Carol's getting in there. I like it. All right.
Thanks.
Carol's not just a oh. All right, now we're just being cruel. But this is a good scene. Everybody taking a swing. I wonder if Rapide's gonna
I didn't want to feel left out.
tail whip him or something.
Guess I'm joining in the fun too.
Patty, the type of kid
Brutality.
who will be cruel just because the others are doing it.
Raven, do you know where Alexei's...
I think he's in the control room.
Let's go then.
No, no
You're not
Rapide
allowed to just go dying on us, Raven.
tail whip.
I am relieved that you're alive and well.
Huh? Oh yeah. Well, I managed thanks to LeBlanc and his men. It's pathetic, really.
So it really was you all this time.
Sorry for putting you through all of that. If you want to punch me, I won't complain.
No, I was following the Commandant's orders as well.
I see. Then I guess we both owe a lot to His Excellency the Commandant. How about we go pay him back?
Yes, I'd like that.
First, Alexei lost Flynn. Now he lost you too, Raven. That's gotta hurt the strength of his precious knights.
I don't know. He's still got his own personal royal guard with him, you know. Those guys are fiercely loyal to him. They'll never betray him.
You mean they still trust him? What could they possibly see in that piece of crap?
Well, Alexei wasn't a piece of crap when he got his start.
Huh?
It was his responsibility to bring peace to the world. That's a heavy load for anyone.
That's enough. The less I know about him, the easier I'll cut him.
Now that's the Yuri I know.
Very good skit. I don't want to know too much. I don't want to have sympathy for those that I'm fighting. Good stuff. Alright, there's not a save point nearby. And we didn't... Oh, man. That's our own fault. We didn't recover health after the fight, which is bad. We also didn't restock up on gels, which is bad. I think we'll be okay. I think we have enough. We can cook. We can cook. Which will help a little bit. Okay. Please work. Yeah! Good job, Yuri. Well done. Okay. So wait, those guys aren't fighting, but machines are fighting. Alright, that makes sense. These guys were slapped around by Schwann. So something that I want to talk about, guys, and I think it's very important.
I'm gonna do it!
And I'll try to have this conversation while I'm playing. Is, and it's not fair, I think, to single out the in countless gaming communities. But, like, something that pushes me away more often than not, it's so prevalent, it needs to stop, is people within a community who seem to only exist to put others down, or to like shame them, or to, it's just them like constantly acting superior, and it's really upsetting to see. You see it, like I said, you see it in a lot of gaming communities where it doesn't even seem like they enjoy the game anymore. They just seem to enjoy making sure that other people don't enjoy the game. And it's a really alienating thing. And like I think I've just reached a point where like I just can't accept it or ignore it anymore. Like I'm just so sick of it that I am just done with it.
This enemy
like,
doesn't
like
look
a
so
zero
nice.
tolerance
Get
policy.
ready for anything.
And it's a shame because it really puts a bad name in all the people that aren't that. There are so many people that like, you know, are more experienced, more knowledgeable, more skilled, whatever it is, and use that to help people, or use that to share their love with other people, and to get more people in, and to be supportive and help. And like, I'm not saying like everybody has to be super polite all the time, but it is weird to me when people spend so much of their energy just trying to get people to hate the thing that they love. It doesn't make any sense. It's destructive, and it like that can't make you happy either, right? Like what is that really doing for you? And like it, just for me,
You didn't think I was that
I'm
strong, did you?
I am so done with it. The game is so loud? How can that be? Well, I'm sorry you missed most of that. I was focusing on the game. Damn, that sucks. You'll have to repeat all that, Ben. Oh, I'm sorry. People were saying that the game wasn't loud enough before, so I turned it. I'll turn it extra down. The balance of this game is atrocious. Battles is 5 times as loud as everything else. I think that's what it was. I think somebody was like, hey, the game was too quiet during a cutscene, but then during battle, it picks up. Here, we'll watch this skit, and I'll just reiterate.
Oh, even you're worried, Rapide. I finally accepted what happened in the grave at that cavern, but I'm still not quite sure what I should do from here.
I don't know what you need to do, but it's always better to look before you leap.
Oh, were you listening in, Rita?
Asking the advice of a dog isn't going to help either.
It doesn't bring me closer to a decision, but it makes me feel a little better. Why not try it yourself, Rita?
Maybe another time.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. Cypher. Why would he...
Okay, can you guys hear me now? Is it better now? Also, thank you for telling me that this guy sells items. Very useful. Okay, you guys can hear me now. Alright, I'm not sure how much you heard of what I said, but basically what I was saying is, in so many gaming communities, and something that like burns me out quicker than anything else, is the people who try to use their experience, their knowledge, or their skill as like a point of shame for everybody else, where they're just so preoccupied with making sure everybody else has a bad time that it doesn't even seem like they enjoy the thing anymore, that they're just so insistent on belittling others that they could use whatever skills they have in helping people and like having it be an awesome experience and like sharing something, and instead they like try to push others away. And I'm just over it. I'm so sick of it. Your natural response is like, oh, I'll just ignore that or whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's just like, I just can't accept it anymore. It's so prevalent that it feels like it has to stop. And people will do it with everything, and it's weird. And it has to stop. It's so annoying. Half your face is out of the frame. It's not going to be perfect, man. But thank you. Thank you for the 39 months, Tyler. Do you think some communities are worse than others? It's hard to say. I mean, it just depending on where you go. Like, it'll be either really positive or negative. I've seen people be really toxic with, like, Pokemon, for example. But I've also seen other Pokemon communities where they're, like, nothing but positive and supportive. And I think you can say that for almost everything. Like, I don't... The only exception to that is... It's been a long time since I've played, so admittedly, like, this may be out-of-date information, but MOBAs were, like, next level toxic. I don't know if that is still the case. I don't play MOBAs. I haven't played MOBAs in a long time, but they were like, beyond what I had seen in anything else. You can't control assholes. You just to accept that they are drawn to things that allow them to be elitist. Totally. You can't change anybody, and you're not going to fix it. But I do think it's okay in being like calling it out and being like, listen, just stop, please.
I swear, if you're alive, hurry up and tell us.
That's right. We'll make you pay for how you made us feel.
What's that? Did you and Rita both cry over little old me?
Like I would ever. Who's gonna cry over you? That's where maybe. Hey, don't look at me. I wasn't crying.
Not a single tear shed for the old man. I'm simply crushed.
Anyway, we are glad that you're safe, Master Raven.
Flynn, that title isn't natural. Why so formal all of a sudden?
I know it's not normal, but now that I know he's Captain Schwann, calling him Raven just doesn't seem right anymore.
Who cares about a title? Being a knight sounds like a real pain.
Well, you're not wrong there, Patty. Anyway, Schwann's buried in the depths of Bactium, ain't he? The guy standing in front of you is Raven. Just a simple old man.
Understood. I shall endeavor to keep that fact in mind.
Not labeling competitive as elitist, there is a difference. There is a difference, yeah, and I'm not labeling competitive as elitist. I think the problem that I am talking about is where you have more concern with making sure the other person has a bad time than winning. Like, that's not being competitive. That's being destructive. Like, a good example, I've played Overwatch matches where before the matches even started, people are just, like, screaming, and it's like nothing has happened. There's not even anything for you to be upset about. You're just trying to make sure everybody has a bad time. And that's where it becomes a problem, I think. Yeah, people being competitive is awesome. People caring about something is awesome. But I don't know. I think a lot of people use these things as opportunities to feel superior to other people. And that's not healthy behavior.
I'll fight you wherever you rise.
I would say Mordhau is the toxic game at the moment, just an absolute cesspool. I haven't played Mordhau. It looked cool. It looked cool. I think that's the thing, though, Ron Spice. I think you're nailing it. Is it's just like things just turn to shit so quickly. Like people just, you have like a cool game, and then people just have to fill it with assholeries like so quickly, and it gets frustrating. And that's why like I have periods where it's like, okay, I can't. This is just so annoying. I'm just gonna play single player games because I don't want to deal with this.
Raven and Flynn are both captains of the Knights, but you still don't know much about the Heracles.
That's because Alexei ordered it to be built in absolute secrecy. How many folks of that rank know about that sort of construction work?
A lot of people must have known about the Heracles because of what happened in Dongrest. The people involved in the building itself were a handful of extremely skilled workers.
That would explain how they put the thing together so fast.
Why would they need to hide it? I mean, they had enough power to chase off Pharaoh at Dawncrest.
Perhaps it wasn't intended for use by the Knights. It may have been built for Alexei's plan from the very beginning.
All that for his personal use? That's some serious abuse of authority.
In any case, we have things to do before we can start worrying about that,
Right.
Sadly, it affects single-player games too. Like Fire Emblem fans can be bad with the whole old school versus new school stuff. JRV, you are so right, and it's exactly what I'm talking about. And it's an important point to bring up. Fire Emblem is a good example, where you have people who are like, "Oh, you haven't played that game? Well, then your opinion is worthless." And it's just like, why? Why are you doing that? Like, it's cool that you care about these games, and it's true, there are a lot of Fire Emblem games for a number of reasons that didn't get a lot of attention, that you may really love. And that's like a super valuable thing. And it's cool that you have that experience and knowledge. Why not share that? Why not, instead of like using it as this hollow badge of honor, why not try to be like, hey, you should try to play this. Here's how you can do it. Here's what's cool about it. And then you can turn that person into somebody who's more knowledgeable and you can have deeper conversations with. And then you can like expand the thing that you love. It makes no sense, because when you do that, when you do it that other way, that person is like, well, fuck, I never want to play that game then. Like, I never, why would I want to do that? Like, this whole experience is tainted for me. It's just pushing people away.
This? Nah, this isn't scary.
Your legs are shaking.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I am.
It's also tiring when you see old community members bully newcomers. It's like they're trying to make sure new people come in. Totally. Absolutely. Ben on the podcast of the Hot Springs. Yeah, that podcast was fun. It was a fun episode. There were some good jokes in that podcast.
What do you think about Yuri, Flynn?
He's a true friend.
Even now?
Absolutely.
I see.
Is there something you want to ask?
Nah, that's enough. Sorry to trouble you.
He's really something. He points out Yuri's mistakes, but still calls him a friend.
I guess maybe they're birds of a feather.
Ah, that does make sense. Flynn is Yuri's friend after all.
From stuff fans who bash players for summoning or people who never understand. Yeah, totally. And again, it's like, it's all about how you do it, right? Where if you're somebody who doesn't summon ever, and you're like, oh man, I think this is a really cool way to play this game, you can communicate that to somebody who does summon a lot and be like, hey, why don't you try it this way?
Let's take care of him quick.
Like, what are you doing if you're just like insulting them? What are you gaining? Like, does that make you happy? Probably not. I don't know. It's just really funny to me when people are like, oh man, I love this thing and it doesn't get enough attention. And it's like, well, it doesn't get enough attention because you're just constantly a jerk about it. Like, no one wants to be around that, ever. I think I would, but I think I'd rather just have the game be a little bit quieter, honestly. Because if I turn it up, I'm gonna have to constantly adjust it, so I'm just gonna keep it lower.
That's over.
If we come into like a series of cutscenes, I'll turn it up. But if we're just exploring and battling, I'm gonna keep it down a little bit. There's also a possibility that it's mostly kids. I know I was a bigger asshole as a kid. Yes, absolutely. I too was a bigger asshole as a teenager, and I do think that's a lot of it, 100%, and it's a good thing to keep in perspective. But it's just super sad when it's not. It's super sad when it's like a 30-year-old guy being way worse than any kid is being. And it's just like, that is just pathetic. It's just utterly pathetic when you know for certain that it's like somebody that old. It really is.
Don't get in our way.
Any particular PS4 game you want to on PS5 with better performance? This is a good question, man. Bloodborne immediately springs to mind for sure. I would actually like to play Jump Force if it didn't run like ass. That would be really nice. I don't know if the PC version is better. I would assume that it is. But yeah, I would like to play Jump Force if it didn't run like ass. PS version is the only one with issues. Oh man, rough.
Watch out, Raven!
Ooh, that was a close one. Thank you kindly, Carol.
Stop dancing around like that. You gotta walk carefully in a place like this.
Is Raven always like that?
Yeah, I'd say he's always like that. Why do you ask?
Well, there's the old man as Raven, and the old man as Captain Schwann. I just wonder which is the real one. That's all.
I'm sure that his actions as Schwann left a much bigger impression on you.
Anyway, you really didn't know that Raven was Schwann this whole time?
I sensed something odd when we first met, but I couldn't equate his personality as Raven with that of Captain Schwann's.
He seemed like a goof-off, you mean?
Who are you calling a goof-off? Kids these days. Whispering nonsense behind an old man's back.
Well, Raven or Schwann, he's still an old man. It's not anything to get worked up over.
So,
speaking of Bloodborne, I need a Bloodborne collaboration with Monster Hunter World. Yeah, man. The collaborations that they've done for Monster Hunter World have been so much fun. And I would hope that with Iceborne you might see another wave of that. That would be really cool. But I'm just excited for the refresh, honestly. It's like, I'm excited to go to new areas that I haven't seen before. I'm excited to fight new things that I haven't fought before. As much as I love the Elder Dragons in World, it's like, oh man, okay, we've fought these guys a fair amount. It's time to move on. It's time for something new. And so that
You didn't think I was that strong, did you?
Scalebound Monster Hunter World crossover win. I would just take Scalebound, man. But yeah, I apologize if my like toxicity rant seemed a little heavy-handed, or if you're just like rolling your eyes at me, but I don't know. It's something that I think could be better, and I just wanted to speak up on it. That's all. But yes, I can totally see it. And he had for Persona 5 Royal in chat. Oh, baby. We should watch that Royal trailer again!
We got a head start.
All at once.
Sword Rack. Shining Fang.
This is power.
Take this. Take this.
Sometimes you just need to call out bad behavior. It's like touching your hand with stove and knowing. Sometimes you just gotta say something. Totally, you do. And it's a hard balance, because I think if you're like constantly banging on about it over and over and over again, on some level it's like, okay man, you can't let like everything get to you. You have to let some of it go. And so it's a balance between letting people know where you're coming from and speaking up and calling out bad behavior, and like also realizing that like, hey, it's never gonna be perfect. There is no ideal world. Some people like getting the rise out of people, totally, and I think that's the worst thing you can give them, honestly. And it's honestly a hard thing to resist sometimes. But you're totally right, Emba. Some people just want, that's what they're in it for. They want to make that other person mad, and if you do get mad, you let them win for sure. Good moderation does wonders. It's why this space is so much better than YouTube comments. Yeah, good moderation does do wonders. Absolutely. 100%.
Huh? It appears so. Air is flowing through this pipe.
Ain't it dangerous getting so close to it?
This air isn't very thick. It's safe.
But why is air flowing through the Heracles?
It seems that air is what's making this giant contract.
It's being supplied with air without the need for air crane. Wow.
The construction of the Heracles was kept top secret, so I don't know the details of how it works.
Even yours truly hasn't heard anything about the construction. Because I wasn't interested.
Oh man, you're totally useless when we really need you.
The Sorcerer's Ring is glowing.
I saw it do the same thing back in Gasparost.
Yeah, we were together when that happened.
Let me see that.
I've always wanted to hold hands with you, Rita.
Aw, that's not fair.
It's being affected by the air. The interior geometry is changing. Try pointing it at this gate.
Really seems a lot more powerful than it was before. Are you sure that's okay?
If it can destroy everything it shoots, that would definitely be dangerous.
That was a reaction between the air inside the gate and the air that the ring shot. It won't destroy anything and everything. You can relax.
Let's use the Sorcerer's Ring to destroy that gate, too.
All you can really do is take the time to report people more often if they get really bad, and do your best to lighten the mood with people who seem upset without getting defensive or starting an argument, I guess. Yeah, definitely. I do think a good attitude and a little bit of a sense of humor can go a long way. It's hard to always have that every day. Sometimes you just like don't have it in you for that, but I think trying goes a long way for sure.
This ring just keeps getting new abilities.
It got a new one back in Gasparost, didn't it?
Back then it was just you and me, Yuri. I'd love to study it when I get a chance, but I guess now isn't the time.
Well, at least this means we can go to new places now. That's good, right?
Raven's right. We should go around shooting stuff and look for new places we can get into.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether something will react to the ring or not just by looking at it.
I don't know how I feel about just going around and shooting everything we can. I like it. It's the manly way to do things.
You like it? Wow! Maybe if I shoot here! How about here? Yeah! I did it! It opened! It opened!
On a lighter, speaking of being like a lighter note, what are like really positive gaming communities that you guys have been a part of? What are ones that, and I'm not talking like gaming media places. I'm talking video game communities, like just within the games themselves. You're like, oh, that was really nice. Did you guys hear about my Mortal Kombat fight experience? I believe I said it on Frame Trap, but if you haven't heard it, it's like worth reiterating. So I was playing Mortal Kombat 11, and I was just fighting, was doing a match with this guy, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy's on a mic. And in my experience with fighting games, when a guy is just randomly on a mic, it hasn't usually been good. And he was I have no idea who he is, but he was just the nicest dude. I didn't have my mic on, so I couldn't talk to him. But he, like, made the match so much fun. Like, when something cool happened, he'd be like, oh, that was awesome. Or, like, when I did something good, he was like, oh, man, nice job. And he's just like, I was like, you beautiful human being. Like, thank you for being this way. And, like, winning or losing, just, like, taking joy in it. It was so awesome. It was one of the best random online experiences I've had. Minecraft is surprisingly positive. That's awesome. I don't really follow Minecraft, so it's cool to hear that can be super positive. Mass Effect community was also pretty good. It's sad when I think of the Mass Effect community. I think about like the attitude around the Mass Effect 3 ending, and like some of that stuff got pretty rough. And I don't like that ending. But yeah, some of that stuff got pretty rough for me. It's actually been really fun to play Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox One. Everyone's just really happy playing the game. That's awesome. Is that super active? It'd be fun to jump back into Modern Warfare 2. Especially if people are just being so jovial about it. That's awesome. I see a couple people mention Vanilla WoW, and that's interesting. I don't know if this is just like old manisms, but it definitely felt like that time around 2004, 2005. Things were a lot more innocent. Like, it's kind of crazy how many Chuck Norris jokes there were in Vanilla WoW. Like, that was the height of comedy for people. And, like, on one hand, it kind of got annoying over time, but on the other hand, it was just, like, so innocent and lame that it was kind of awesome. It just seemed like a simpler time. I don't know. Definitely seems a little bit like an old manism, but yeah, it was just this universally accepted thing. And it was so lame. And it was beautiful.
Let's go.
This might sound like a joke, but every time I've seen the Sonic community, they've been a super positive bunch. I've definitely seen, and maybe this is just like the internet distorting my perception, but I've definitely seen some like very intense Sonic fans. And you know, passion is good. Intensity can be good. But sometimes it can be a little much, I would say. The Mega Man Legends community is just depressed, but positive. That's so sad and so funny. Okay, we need to lower this ladder somehow. This is a first run. This is a first run through. Yes. Okay, so let's go down. Wait, I wonder if this terminal does anything. The Gran Turismo community is pretty cool. Everyone just shares libraries and pictures. You know, that does sound really cool. That does sound really cool.
Golden opportunity.
Let's take care of him. Quick.
Definitely, despite having some bad experiences, I will say a lot of the Monster Hunter community has been awesome. Both random people and like online communities are really helpful and supportive. So that's nice. Yeah. Like I said, bad apples for sure, but not most of them. Gwent community is pretty nice, honestly manageable size, nice. Okay, now I'm curious. People are giving a lot of good and interesting picks for their favorite gaming communities. Now I'm curious, like, what the worst experiences you've had are. Like ones where you were either actively pushed away or it made it harder to enjoy. Seeing Dota 2 and League of Legends.
You're kidding.
Yakuza community is also pretty amazing. Yeah, I would agree with that, Heats. Worst Pokemon Sonic Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
interesting.
I feel good.
Okay, so these are moving now. Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I could see that. I could super see that. Alright. What did shifting these boxes do? Oh, look at that. The Smash community is interesting. I'm not obviously super embedded in the Smash community, but just from like a casual observer's perspective, the thing that's like weird about the Smash community is sometimes it feels like it hates itself. And that can be weirdly destructive in its own way. I don't know.
There are quite a few of the Royal Guard there.
That sure is some heavy security.
It doesn't look like it'll be too easy to stop it.
It'll be impossible to force our way inside with that many guards. What?
Since when are you so level-headed?
I thought you were going to throw a big fireball and make it go boom.
We've come this far. Don't you think we should be careful not to mess things up?
I think that if we can stop the Heracles, Sodia and her men will be able to get on board.
No matter how big the fish, it'll calm down once you hit it in the head.
Yep, let's search the control room.
Raven, do you know where the control room is?
Sorry, that's one thing I don't know.
What if the control room's even more heavily guarded?
In that case, we'll have no choice but to force our way in.
That'd be a war between 7 people, 1 dog, and the entire Royal Guard. Sounds like a lot of trouble.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I love the Devil May Cry series, but the community is sadly pretty toxic. I've definitely seen both sides of it. I've seen people that are wonderfully awesome and passionate and helpful, and then I've seen others where it's like, you're not as cool as you think you are, kind of people, for sure. You get both. You say that about every community. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You can. You can say that about every community.
We'll destroy them in no time.
But it doesn't make it any less true. Curious to know your opinion on the other Undertale community. So I played Undertale a few years ago, and I actually stopped playing it initially because, like, everybody was way too intense about it. Like, you would mention Undertale, and they would, like, you would just say the name Undertale, and they would launch into this, like, weird tirade of different things. And it was like, you hadn't even said anything, and they would just run off on some monologue, and it's like, please stop. Please just calm down for a second. And so I wanted to get away from that for a little bit, and I just kind of like quietly played it on my own after some time had passed. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. But it doesn't seem as bad anymore, but for a while it was intense, to say the least. It was intense. And it is a game that I think naturally promotes a lot of passion. Like, it's such a weird and cool thing, and it's so well made, and there's so many secrets in it. Like, I get it. But think about how much Undertale has going on, and you would mention, like, you hadn't seen something in Undertale, because of course you hadn't seen everything in Undertale, and people would just, like, they would want to, like, nail you to a cross. It was very intense. You can just say Undertale, kid. Yeah, Undertale's great. I still haven't played Deltarune. But I'd like to get to it eventually. But yeah, Undertale's awesome. And I know it's a meme, but that song, man. I just put it on sometimes because it's fun to listen to. The Eternity and Dungeon role-playing games in general and the Nihon Falcom communities are great. Yeah, the Falcom community specifically, all my interactions with them, like, surprisingly not that elitist. Like, they really just are excited about the games and want people to play the games. So yeah, I would agree with that. 100%, man. Good job, Falcom fans. Never let Kyle play the Undertale OST on stream again. What happened? That's where the whiz in front of Jesus came from? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that means.
That was easy.
I feel like niche Japanese games generally have good communities. They're just happy to find someone else who plays the game. Yeah, they can. They can. And, like, from my perspective, it's like, if your game is niche and you want more people to enjoy it, like, why not be welcoming? Alright, let's save. I'm actually going to save in a new slot. Kyle bits are amazing. Yes, he's very funny. He's very funny. Maybe my absolute favorite quality about Kyle is I like really dry humor. I like really sarcastic humor. It's my favorite humor. But it doesn't work if the people that you're with aren't quick on the take. Like, if they don't get it or they have that moment of pause, it just doesn't work quite as well. And Kyle gets it. Kyle is in tune with it. He knows what you're trying to do. And it's really fun. There are just so many times completely unprompted where it's like, we'll get into a rhythm with each other, and it's just so natural and fun. And it's awesome. It's great. you still alive? No, you're not.
Oh, din of this modest land. The sign of victory!
Yeah.
All right!
Hey, that kind of hurt.
Because people get into the identity that they like something people are missing, and if everyone loves it, then it's not special anymore. Yes, Ritz, I think you're totally right. I think people do get into this identity of, I'm cool because I like the thing that nobody else knows about. But then it's like, well, you don't even really like the thing then. Like, you just like it because other people don't. And that's weird. That's not going to make you happy, I think, in the long run. I like good games. Yeah, it's a good policy. Recommended. Liking good games is a good policy. That's called being a hipster. You know, hipster is not something... Man, language is so interesting, right? Language is so interesting because there are words that you hear like endlessly for years, and they're just all over the place, and then they vanish, and new words come in their place, and like there's no exact rhyme or reason to it. It just happens. And hipster is one of those words. Hipster was one of those words that like you couldn't. It was everywhere, and now I almost never hear someone say hipster. It's interesting. Have you guys heard of the underrated Undertale? Oh, that's funny. It's very funny. It's hipster to say hipster these days. Do you guys remember the like fucking pimp my car memes? How like prevalent they were, and every joke was, I put this thing in this thing. Why am I walking? The word nerd died too. Yeah, that one actually makes sense to me because, like, a lot of shitty marketing, like, started using the word nerd in a really grating way, where they're like, and you nerds will love it, or this is something the nerds will understand, and they ruined it. They, like, poisoned it forever. And it has a different connotation to me now than it used to. Look at this Mario reference we included, you nerds! And it's just like, please stop. And I do think that's also part of the reason to try to, like, give some rationale to this shit. I do think that's part of the reason that, like, some communities have gotten more insular, is because they're, like, they feel like people are trying to sell the thing that they love. And when that happens, like, of course you're going to get defensive. Of course you're going to get protective. Like, no one wants that. No one wants to be sold to like that. That will make you cynical real quick, for sure. Okay, this is bad.
Smile of wavering darkness. How careless.
Later.
Hey Ben, I've asked this before a while back, but I want to toss a few questions. I need to heal. Sorry, 1 second. If I want to toss a few questions your way regarding writing in the state of the industry for job search reasons, yeah, you can email the Ask Easy Alice address. That's fine. You know what? It's become that way now. Sports ball nerds trying to be like, what are sports? Can we please stop? I'm not, I believe you saw in concept. I don't know what you're referring to. I am so far outside of sports culture that I don't even know what effect you're referencing. But I believe you. Thanks for everything, guys. Migos, thank you, man, for the 12 months. It's nice of you. I think that's something that's so nice about Easy Allies, since we're just kind of in this realm of conversation, is think about the shit Easy Allies does and the way that we do it. You guys let us do that. Like, we really don't have to chase after things, because you guys just let us be ourselves and do the things that we love and the things that we're interested in, the things that we want to do. And you guys allow us to be authentic. And like that is a treasure. That is a treasure beyond words. Like, it's so awesome.
I won't lose.
Okay. I think we might just have to get through this. I should also change the tactics. No, the tactics are moderate. That's default.
Stay cautious. It's all you. Shining Dragon's War! This is it. Done. Shining Dragon's War! It's all you. Shining Dragon's War!
Sorry, if there'll probably be a second of just pure focus trying to get through this. This area is tough.
Hey, help me out when I'm casting.
All right, I'm on it.
They're doing a lot of damage.
Don't be a pain.
And they're just like focusing down the others so much. Okay. We're not following our cardinal rule though of killing the casters. Burning through life bottles like candy. Okay, we have all the casters out of the way. I need to start identifying the biggest threats between these. I don't know if the bird thing or the mech is worse. Good job, Rita. Great job.
I'm just getting started.
Okay. Silent Constant says, it's just the same kind of thing as this is for the nerds out there. It's the antithesis geeks and geek culture say sports ball and what are sports, almost to belittle themselves and say, I'm so nerdy I don't understand sports. But at this point, you can geek out about anything, including sports, cooking, cheerleading, you know what I mean? So in the process of belittling yourself for a joke, you're also belittling those that do geek out about things outside of geek culture. I see where you're coming from, and like, I think it's something you have to be careful with. But, like, when I say I know nothing about sports, it's not to belittle people who like sports or, like, it's some great joke. I just really don't know anything about sports. But I have nothing but respect for people who are passionate about it. For sure. But I get what you're saying. Like, when people are too cute about it, it can feel annoying and belittling, for sure. I think that's fair.
Let's go.
The reason EZA is so great, in my opinion, is that they all generally seem like good friends, and listening to the podcast or Frame Trap or even a stream feels like they're hanging out with friends. Yes, I agree. I think that's a really hard thing to do in groups like this, especially for as long as we've been going, is like, I like all of the allies a lot. And, like, I'm almost never mad at them. I really am. Like, of course I've been mad at them before. It's not like I've never been mad at them. It's like to do some force, okay. If you did the puzzle in the previous streams, you could have skipped almost all the fighting through another scene. This gets you money and XP, but is much harder. Okay, well, I'll take the money and XP, but that's good to know. 24-hour frame trips is still something that we need. On one hand, it's awesome that, like, you guys want that, but, like, I can't do a 24-hour frame trap. I can't do it. I love frame trap. I can't do it for 24 hours. I'd break down at, like, hour 8. "24-hour classic last stream." I don't know if I could do 24 hours, but I could probably go a while. I don't know how long I can go. Okay, so we need to open that door. How do we open that door? That, you can't go that. Frame Trap Marathon on Twitch. I love that in my response to that. So this is what's happened, chat, and this is why you're so beautiful. I was like, man, I really don't think I can do that. And then chat's like, okay, so when can we expect it, and when will you be live streaming? It's like, you beautiful bastards. And I know you're just joking around. I hope the universe ends with a perpetual frame trap. The world probably will end while the frame trap is being recorded. There can be a nap in the middle of the 24-hour frame trap. You guys want to watch us sleep? It's getting weird, man. It's getting weird, man. Okay, can we go into this? Yes. There's a piece of paper stuck to it saying it's broken. Okay, so not really in a puzzle-solving mood. I'm clearly in a talkative mood, so we're going to have to figure this out. This seems promising.
Now's our chance.
Saving on stream is against the TOS. Is it against the TOS? I feel like I should know that. I guess, you know, Resident Sleeper. But if you looked at the list for the anime summer season, I have not. No. I actually feel very content right now. Like, Hunter x Hunter is like, has been enough. It's been really satisfying to watch. What pursuit are you on? I think I'm either on 39 or 40. I think I'm on 39.
That was awesome.
But I just saw the episode where Gon is listening to the cassette from his dad, and it was a pretty rad episode. It was not at all the direction I expected them to take that story, and I did not expect Gene to have that tone that he did. Very, very, very awesome. I'm actually an episode behind on JoJo, just one episode behind, so I need to catch up on that too. Okay, so I'm assuming we need to do something in another room. Because if we exit, where does this take us? Did you listen to the new Slipknot song? I did. Oh, we're out here. Okay. You know, actually, this is not bad. This is not bad. Because we can go and buy stuff, and we can use a bottle to just avoid some of these fights. I did listen to the new Slipknot song, and I loved it. I love Unsainted. I think it's a fantastic song. I loved it so much that I was like listening to it on repeat. It was so good. I really liked it a lot. And I saw their Kimmel performance, and I thought it was good. I thought they sounded really good. I've never seen them live. I'd like to see them live. They're coming around these parts in July. I doubt I'll be able to go, but it would be cool. Corey's mask looks a bit weird. No, it does definitely look weird. I've seen some people like really not like it, and I get it. It's actually a take that like I can completely see. I really like his new mask. I like it specifically because it's so weird, because it's so different, I think, than what he's done before. It's unsettling when I look at it. Like, it kind of creeps me out, and that's what I want. I want them to creep me out. And so I'm personally a big fan of it. But I really like Jim Root's mask as well. I mean, it's just basically what he's done before, but I think it's good.
This isn't scary.
Your legs are shaking.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I am.
Baby Metal playing the LA Forum. They'd be fun to watch. Like, I'm not like a die-hard Baby Metal fan, but like I enjoy the band, and I'm sure I would have fun at a show. Okay. Chat, we might be doomed. Is this a part that we've already been to, or is this a new part? Are you going to the Final Fantasy VII concert? I am not. Sadly, I'm not going to that. You know what the biggest tragedy is? I still haven't seen John Wick 3 yet. And I want to, so... Oh, the holy... Oh, that's interesting. It just, like, completely repels them like that. That's cool. I'm not going to the FF7 concert. John Wick 3 is so good. That's what I've been hearing. Please don't spoil anything, but I have heard nothing but people loving it, which is fantastic. Okay, okay. This is a thing we can move. Do we move you over here? Okay. This seems promising, chat. Puzzle Masters over here. Aha. Aha. It's all coming together. Alright, so now we need to drop stuff on the yellow. Ooh, there's a yellow switch right there. I thought we were going back in the direction of getting items, but we are not. This puzzle was the worst. We'll get through it. Advantage encounter. Okay. So let me take a look at it, because I want to make sure that everybody is targeting the same enemy. Good. And actually, looking at the formation would be good. I wonder if it would be worthwhile to keep Flynn in the back. But I wonder if we're going to need the damage.
Suffice.
I'm reading the One Punch Man manga because the anime is not that great, and goddamn, I'm almost caught up and it's so good. Yeah, I would like to. I think once season 2 is over, I'd like to get caught up on the anime or the manga. I don't know if I'll have time, but that would be nice. Okay, this can be destroyed with a strong force, and our ring is enough to do it. That's great. Okay, so we've got 2 of these down. 2 down. How do we feel about the supposed From Software info leak? The way I feel about the From Software leak is like looking at a picture of a little kitten. That's how I feel. To illustrate, I'm going to type little kitten into Google. And we're just going to do a quick, like, yep, this is how I feel. This guy right here is exactly how I feel, chat. No need to go any farther. This is how I feel about the From Software George R.R. Martin GR. Little kid or little kitten? Kitten. Little kitten. I don't think it's a From Game of Thrones game. It's not a From Game of Thrones game. It's not. For sure heard kid. I might have accidentally said kid. I also mumble sometimes when I listen to myself back on stream. I'm like, oh man, you're kind of a mumbler. You gotta enunciate more. So that could be a problem.
Sorry, but you're going bye-bye. Destructo Spider.
I mean, if you heard kid, that's fine. I meant kitten. Intended word was kitten. George R.R. Martin is writing the next Animal Crossing. That'd be terrifying. Can you imagine the Red Wedding in Animal Crossing? The Rains of Castamere just start playing. They're like, oh, I was just gonna go pick some fruit. Guess it's gonna get real bloody. No, Ben, stop. You know, that's a fair response to that. That's a fair response.
The sign of victory!
Yeah.
All right!
Hey, that kind of hurt.
Okay, so this is where we came from. We might have to make a lot of use out of these holy bottles. Okay. Let's see what's going on in here. We did this. Okay, we did this, and then that's where we came from. We went up. All right, so I think we've done everything here. We need to find a way to get down to the lower area. Which we're going to have to figure out. I'll need to max out on holy bottles next time I get a chance. Go back? What am I missing? Am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a ladder. Am I missing a ladder somewhere? Thanks for being on the ball there, Ritz. Maybe there's a way down in here that we missed? No, because I can't go any farther. Oh, there is! There's a ladder right there! I didn't see it! I didn't see it! There it is! Nice. Oh, speaking of, like, positive communities, I'm sure this is not true for other people, but I've seen nothing but, like, joy from the Animal Crossing community. Like, people just... The Animal Crossing community is really funny. Really funny and just really share-oriented. Just showing each other cool things and just very good vibes all around. So, yeah, Animal Crossing community. You get an A+ from me.
I'm talking about how Yuri said that he'd kill you if you became a bad person.
Well, that's...
Patty's getting heavy right here.
For example, if you became someone that Yuri thought needed to be killed, do you think he'd swing his blade without hesitation? Even if he was facing a precious friend like you?
Yuri isn't the kind of person who can so easily kill others. But if he felt he really needed to, I imagine he'd even kill me.
Really? Do you think he could actually do that?
I do actually think Yuri could kill Flynn if he needed to.
There was
I do.
sadness in his eyes, but he was unwavering.
Then it's true. But that kind of determination must be heartbreaking.
Even if it's going to deeply hurt him, I believe he's determined to live the rest of his life with that pain. Yuri possesses just that kind of strength.
You think so?
But if Yuri is going to continue committing crime after crime, then I will have to stop him myself. I earnestly hope that day never comes, though.
Flynn, you're really strong too.
Am I? I don't know about that, but I appreciate you saying so, Patty.
Determined to live the rest of his life with that pain.
Benno, the Alley's going to do a most anticipated list before E3. Yes, in fact, the list, like, the order of it has already been decided. Place your bets now. Okay, so that's the ladder from before. How are we doing on items? We probably don't need to, like, go back yet. The other thing that I wanted to say about the Animal Crossing community, and I really believe this, is in their own way, they're, like, kind of toxic and angry, but it's not directed at each other. They're not throwing that stuff at each other. They're just mad at Nintendo. They're just, like, constantly mad at Nintendo, and a lot of it is just, like, please just release this game. It's just, like, this pure exasperation. And they're like, really mad about it, and it's adorable and awesome. And, like, everybody in the community just kind of seems like, listen, just give me Animal Crossing and leave me alone. Like, I don't need anything else. Just give me my thing, and then I will just go off and be happy. And that is a mentality I relate to.
That's over.
That's because we're all playing the Nightmare That Is Pocket Camp, and everyone wants off that ride. My like feelings on Pocket Camp, man. I can't think of a game where I've had that reaction so sharply. Like my feelings on Pocket Camp were up, 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 drop off a cliff. Yeah. I wanted to love it so bad. Okay, so I think... I wonder if we'll need to push something on top, or if we're just going to need to hit that green thing. There's a blue thing, too! What do you think Easy Ally's most anticipated game is? I can't say whether or not you're correct, so you will get nothing out of me, but just what do you think it is? The reason I ask is because, like, you know us. Like, you know us. You know what it is. You know. And that's why I can't believe you guys aren't saying Borderlands 3. It's so funny, like... it's so funny, because, like, there's... I get it. I totally do think, in some ways, like, the community is in the right on this. And they're like, man, Easy Allies really hates Borderlands. And I'm like, no, Brad and Kyle don't like Borderlands. I'm not, like, the biggest Borderlands fan ever, but I'm actually genuinely looking forward to Borderlands 3. Not in the same way that I'm looking to something like Iceborne, but I am looking forward to it. I really liked Borderlands 2, and I really like Borderlands 1 a lot. I'm looking forward to it. So I don't think we collectively hate it. Ian doesn't like it either. I think that's probably true. That's probably true. I probably left out Ian. I don't think Huber's that into it either. Okay, like I said, I get where you guys are coming from, but I don't hate it. Yeah, Huber doesn't like it either. That is a fair point, for sure. I'd unsub from Patreon if you said you were more hyped for Borderlands than Iceborne. Yeah, I'm not. There's not very much I'm more hyped for than Iceborne. I'm probably more hyped for FF7, maybe. Yeah, I am. Search your heart. You know it to be true. What else would I be more excited for than Iceborne? Doom? I don't know if more excited. Maybe, like, equally excited. This is a good pick. Astral Chain. So Astral Chain is in a tough position where I'm super stoked on it, but until it's a game I need to feel, you know, I need to feel it. I need to get my hands on those controls, and then I think that's where the hype will be uncapped, as it were. But until I get to that point, I'm excited, but I won't be. It is my #1 most anticipated. I need to feel it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, why is this ladder here? What purpose does it serve? Do we need to push a box? The trailer was so hype, man. Oh yeah, the Astral Chain trailer was definitely hype. You're not wrong. Okay. There's probably another terminal I need to hit to lower more boxes. That would make sense. So let's just keep going down. Shoot the box with your ring. Oh my goodness! You genius! Yes! Yes! SMT5 maybe? Yeah, I'm very excited for SMT5. That is another one though where I just need a little bit more information, but yeah. Equivalently excited, if not slightly more excited for SMT5, for sure. Are you hyped for Outer Worlds at all? I am. Yes, I am. I really think Obsidian is going to make something amazing that resonates with a lot of people, myself included. Outer Worlds is very much a me type of game. I'm very excited. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good things are coming, man. Good things are coming. I hate this puzzle. There's no reason to try shooting it. Nothing tells you. It's, yeah. I mean, like, it's one of those puzzles, I think, where when you say it, like, shoot the box, it's like, oh, I can see that. But I may not have thought of that on my own. For sure. Okay. Alright. We need to get this upward. Can we shoot through the... No. Aha, look. We gotta do it again. We gotta shoot the box again. I would say Judgment is at an equivalent level with Iceborne, for sure. I think Judgment is going to be sick as hell. Can we do a hype tier list? That's what we should do. Let's do a Ben Moore hype tier list for games coming out. Bloodstain is really interesting. I'm super looking forward to Bloodstain. I like what I've played of it already, and I like Kirsten Moon a lot. There's like a smidge of doubt in me that I imagine will eventually be washed away. But there is still a smidge of doubt, for sure. Mario Maker 2. Yeah, I think the thing about Mario Maker 2, I think Mario Maker 2 looks incredible. It does. It's one of those games where I feel like I'm not going to be able to get as much out of it as somebody like a Don or a Kyle, and so I think that tempers my excitement a little bit. Like, my brain is just wired a little bit differently. But I think that's just me placing limitations on myself. I'm sure if, like, I didn't have that weird mental barrier, I could create super fun stuff and have a great time. And so I should do that, I think, is the lesson. It's the mighty number 9 warrior. I think that's part of it. I think that's a really good way to describe that, Ahen. I think it is like kind of the mighty number 9 word. Yeah. Any hype for AI, the Somnium Files? It's the new Kotaro Uchikoshi Zero Escape game. Yes, just for that reason, just because I enjoyed Zero Escape so much. I don't really know anything about the game itself, but you say, like, hey, the people who worked on Zero Escape are working on this, and I'm immediately in. And I almost don't want to know anything, right? Like, you think about 999 and the type of experience that... Can I not shoot these down? I can. I just was bad at it. Okay. So, yeah, it's something where I'm hurting myself by not learning more, but I also don't want to know anymore. Any hype check on Man of Medan? I don't know what that is, unfortunately. Let me know. What is that? Wait a minute. Okay. Do we do anything with this? What can we possibly do with this block? What could I possibly do with you? Did you play Castlevania Judgment, Ben? I have not played Castlevania Judgment, no. Hype check on Dragon's Build is 2. Very excited. Very excited. I think the hype is tempered by the fact that I haven't finished 1, and I'm disappointed I haven't finished 1. So that's what's tempering it, but I'm sure it'll be great. 1 is great. Man of Medan, Easy Living at Night game. Alright, I'll have to take a look at it. Maybe we can watch this in between games or something. What do I do with that box? Hype check on Grand Blue Fantasy Versus if you watched the video of Daigo playing it. I did actually watch a video of Daigo playing it. It looks great, as you would expect an Art System Works game to look. Yeah, it looks really cool. Wish I was more knowledgeable on Grand Blue Fantasy. I've definitely dabbled in it, and I've enjoyed it. But I think it just looks good, and I'm in for that and Arc System Works, for sure. Horror game from the Until Dawn devs. Well, that's a good way to sell it. I love Until Dawn. I think Until Dawn is fantastic. On the bridge you are unblocking, you can get to the terminal now. Then you have to go back down. I can get to the terminal now. Nani? The control for the Ballista Freight lift is locked. Back all the way up. Okay. You need a pie in the sky announcement. My pie in the sky announcement is they announce a Jet Set Radio game will be a launch title for Project Scarlet. That's my pie in the sky announcement. I wonder... There's just something I'm not getting here. Unless I need to go back up even further?
Hold still.
Darkstalkers and RE Engine? That's a good... Man, that's a good fucking dream. Darkstalkers just has some of the most likable character designs. Like, it has value in that by itself. Where you destroyed the very first orb statue. Oh, okay. We'll go back up there then. Thanks. Shout out to Ritz, man. Tethering the stream. Much appreciated, my dude. Thank you. Fable is a series that I wanted to love as much as everyone else, and I just never could.
That's over.
I've definitely gotten some enjoyment out of Fable, but I never, ever, ever liked it as much as everybody else did. Not that I wouldn't be interested in a new Fable. I would check it out, but yeah. See, Fable 1 for me was even disappointing. Like, I was super amped on Fable 1, and I just didn't love it. It was okay. Hey. Any idea on if the Allies will be at PAX West? Not that I've heard. Not that I've heard. Good question, though. Fable 1 is a game that I wouldn't mind revisiting. Like, I haven't played it since the OG Xbox days. Alright.
I won't lose.
A game I really want to revisit, and I've said this so many times, but I want to play Golden Sun again, because when I originally played it, I didn't care for it, but I feel like I'm missing something, and maybe now, being older and wiser, I might get more enjoyment out of it. I know I just said earlier this stream that, like, we need to get away from RPGs, but, like, I also really want to play Golden Sun super badly.
We're done.
Is there any chance of you checking out a Toho game anytime soon? Many of the main series are now available on Steam, and translation patches are readily available. Interesting question. Yeah, people have recommended them to me for a while, and I've been curious. It seems like kind of a fascinating culture that is honestly very intimidating. I don't quite understand it, but I'm curious. I just don't know when that would be. But yeah, a good thing to bring up. Is there a good Toho game to start with that would, like, help me understand? Just any mainline Toho game for an hour and you know what it's about. Okay, that seems easy enough. Big Lannick, 6 months. Thank you, man. Love and respect to you. Would you guys be interested? Like, would Golden Sun be a fun playthrough, or are you like, no, don't do that? Cast your votes. What makes it easier, by the way, guys, if you could do like one of these, if you could give me a yay or a nay. I can't even find them. One of these, yay or nay. Do the emote if you wouldn't mind. Okay, actually a strong slew of nays so far. Alright. Okay. I like this. It's moderately close at a glance, but it definitely seems like the nays are winning. You can throw a straw poll in chat if you like, but you know, Silent Consonant, you're an angel, and that's a much better way to do this. Look at this! Look at this! Okay, okay. So if we move this lift, we're gonna finish this damn puzzle. Thoughts on Wild Arms? I think the first one is easily one of the most overlooked JRPGs ever. I don't think I've ever played Wild Arms. So no comment from me. What did that do? Oh! There we go. Is dominating the Final Fantasy 14 Media Tour event? Yes. Yes, he is. Oh my god, we did it! We did it! Chat! Hallelujah! Perfect timing, too. I cannot pronounce that name, but thank you for the 12 months, man. Jin Chuyurki. Thank you. When it comes to RPGs, do you prefer wild battles or seeing enemies on the field? I don't mind either, depending on how well they're done. I prefer seeing enemies on the field, though. I do. Ben's never watched this Naruto subbed. I've watched Naruto subbed. I haven't seen all of Naruto, though, so I'm probably missing that reference. Don't let anybody tell you Ben isn't good at puzzles. We're so close to finishing it, I can feel it. I have no idea how far we are in this game anymore. I thought we were close like months ago. But, I don't know. Are we close, chat? Are we close to finishing it? Alright. Oh, interesting. So the Golden Sun playthrough straw poll is very close. 55 to 45. Huh. That's interesting. Maybe something we can revisit. Thank you for doing that, Silent Consonant. I think you're 10 to 15 hours out. There's weird padding at the end. Great. Well, we made a dent in it. We did. We made a dent in it. Kind of. Alright, I'm going to do some DMC5 now. I think I'm going to take this opportunity to do a research break, refresh on drinks and all that stuff. So I think I'm going to stop the stream for just a second to do that. But I'll be back in 5 minutes or less, I would imagine. But if you are only here for Tales, or you're going to peace out now, thank you for joining me. It's been fun talking about stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, it was not a very focused Tales stream today. I wanted to talk, I think, and a lot of that came out, but that happens sometimes. But yeah, we're doing some Bloody Palace, which will be rough because we're starting at floor 31, I think. I haven't played in a while, but we'll do our best. We'll do that for an hour, get some nice action game intensity, and then we'll do some Pokemon. All right. Be right back, guys.